friends. Well, this video I'm at Capricorn and I'm interviewed by a university professor who's doing some research on van dwelling.
Neither your name nor your employer will be revealed. You may end the interview at any time you want. The interview should last no more than 60 minutes. Usually they're like 20 to 30 minutes long. It will be recorded and transcribed, meaning somebody will type this all up afterwards.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
So, thank you for agreeing to participate in this study. As you know, I'm interested in learning about the lived experience of workers who live in vans or motorhomes. I'm going to start by asking questions about your work, and then I'm going to shift to questions about living in a van and how the two of those work together.
Okay.
These questions provide a loose structure, but really you're free to take this interview in any direction you'd like. What I'm interested in is hearing your story as it applies to balancing work and living in a van. Okay. So whatever you think is important there. So first off, can you tell me about your work? Everything from what is your job, where do you work, what is your schedule, how do you get there, anything else I need to know about your job. So that's your job. Let's we know when you started your job. So when did you start living in the van?
July 2015.
2015.
July 3rd, 2015.
Okay. To be exact. So why so exact? What was so special?
Because that's the day I moved out of my ex-wife and my children's place.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your parents split. You split up.
Yeah. So what happened was we decided we were already having a rough marriage, and basically I knew that we were going to get divorced. I knew the writing was on the wall. It was just a matter of time. So I bought the van in advance and started building it.
Okay.
And then I guess I bought it in October, and then in January she said I want a divorce, and so we decided that in January. Mm-hmm. And then we decided that we're not going to tell the kids until the summer session of school is over for the summer.
Okay.
So because my son was in grade 5 at the time, and he was a bit emotional. I didn't want to have any distress about it.
Okay.
So we decided to wait, and you know, she's a great person, so no problems with her in that way. We just can't be married. So
right.
That's when I knew. July 3rd, we agreed that was the date I was going to move out. So that's how I know the exact date.
Okay. And why move out into a van instead of move out to an apartment? So
there's a number of reasons.
Yeah.
Basically, the way I saw it, I had 3 choices. Because I had to pay 39% of my income to child support, which I have no problem doing, but that was an obligation and a duty I needed to do. I knew that I had 3 choices. The way I saw it, I could either get a second job and work like an extra 20 to 30 hours a week, so 60 whatever hours a week.
Right.
That was option 1. Option 2 was to do what I did before I met my ex, which is to live with roommates with 3 or 4 other guys. Didn't want to do that. And the third option was van life. And I thought, I'm going to try it and see how it goes. Worst case scenario, I sell the van and choose option A or B. So that's what I went with.
Okay. Do people that you work with know that you live in a van?
No.
Okay. So
I'm specifically keeping that under the radar. And there's a couple people I told on my previous job, but I really trust them, and I consider them friends. Okay. So I wouldn't worry about it.
Okay. Let's talk about living in the van life, living in the van. And it can be relative to your life in general, relative to work. I'd like to understand what's good about living in the van. How does it support your life? And then I want to understand the challenges, how living in the van has its challenges.
Okay.
So start with the good.
Okay, the good stuff is I never have to pay a dime of rent. I'm not pouring money out the window for something that I don't own or that doesn't mean no real value. It's just a place to put my head.
So have you saved money by living in the van?
I estimate I've saved over $40,000
in over how
that
many
I would
years?
have paid to rent in over 3 years. Because if it's $1,000 a month,
Yep.
and then you add all the additional things like cable or hydro or whatever, I don't pay any hydro.
Right.
But what was I going to say?
So there's a financial benefit.
There's a financial benefit, and that is huge. But that's what I was going to say. The money that I was paying, that I would be paying to rent, is going to child support.
Okay.
So really, I don't really have that much of a choice, because sometimes I think about, maybe I could move back into an apartment for a little while and something. I thought, wait a minute, I'm still paying like $800-900 a month to child support. Mm-hmm. So where's that money coming from? Okay. And I'm very much a saver. I'm very financially responsible. So like right now, I have $10,000 in the bank. Mm-hmm. This van is $14,000. Paid it off, mm-hmm. and I have zero debt at all. No debt.
And before you moved into the van, which was also before you were paying child support,
I was paying a mortgage.
Right. Was your financial situation better or worse than it is now?
I think it was about the same, to be honest. Okay. Yeah. Because I was paying mortgage instead of paying rent, right?
So would you say living in the van has provided kind of financial survival in this situation that you were in?
The money has to come from somewhere.
Right.
So either I make more money or I spend less money.
Right.
And so I decided to route 2, spend less money, don't put money into something that's going to go bye-byes.
Okay. So financial benefit is one benefit.
So so the major benefit of the van life is I can work 3 days a week easily.
Okay.
And if I'm saving for a new van eventually in 2 or 3 years, I want to buy a brand new van, mm-hmm. and that means I'm working more just to buy the van instead of paying for it on credit.
Okay, so there's a financial benefit. Which kind of an extension of financial benefit is if you want, you can work less.
Yes, and I know a guy. He's not here, but he works at McDonald's, and he lives in a van. He's mm-hmm. making close to minimum wage. He's mm-hmm. fine. He has no bills. Yeah. No bills to pay. Means less money in, less money out. No problems.
Okay. Any other benefits to living in a van?
There's the whole social thing, which I didn't have before. I run a Facebook group that's dedicated to van dwelling. Okay. And I have a YouTube channel, mm-hmm. and I have a whole community of people that follow me there. And even though I'm not really that special or big or whatever, mm-hmm. I almost quit that channel because I just didn't see the purpose. Because I'm more of like an educational guy where I give tips and tricks or things I've learned rather than this is my life and here's what I did today. Uh-huh. But once you've said all those things, how many times am I going to explain where to get water from? It gets like redundant. So I was going to cancel the channel. Uh-huh. But then a whole bunch of people just gave me so many positive things about me and about my channel. And it was such a showing support that they wanted me to stay making videos. Mm-hmm. I decided to do it and just kind of make some tweaks on the channel. So the whole social thing and this event and stuff is definitely a benefit.
Okay. And so do you connect with and socialize with other van dwellers on a regular basis? Yep. Is it in real person or just online?
Yeah, in person and online.
Okay.
I've met good friends through van dwelling.
That's great.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a social benefit. Any other benefits?
Well, there's the housing benefit, which is a lot different than living static. Like, a friend of mine bought a condo, cost him $510,000. Beautiful place. He's mm-hmm. got a wonderful view. But he's a non-smoker. I'm a non-smoker. I can't stand it. Mm-hmm. He's paying all this money, but the people around him smoke. Mm-hmm. So he's getting this constant drifting of smoke, and he likes all his windows open. He's like one of those people. And he's constantly smelling cigarettes, which drives him nuts. And he's paid so much money. I, on the other hand, if I don't like it, turn the key, drive somewhere else. Right. Problem solved. Someone's playing loud music or being obnoxious, turn the key, drive somewhere else. It's awesome that way. Right. Another really cool part of it, which a lot of people don't really think about, is the nomadic part of it is really interesting in that I'm not in one neighborhood. I'm in like 6 to 8 different neighborhoods.
Mm-hmm.
So I have my spots that I rotate with. I might be near Brentwood Mall. I might be over by Metrotown. I might be near Lougheed. I might be in Highgate. And I just alternate my spots.
Okay.
And it's like, okay, I'm now in this community, and there's this stuff here, and there's these people. They don't really get to know me, but that's okay.
So how long will you spend in an area? Like what's your...
No more than 2 days.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Social element, living in different neighborhoods.
And another part of it, which is really interesting, is, well, there's a couple other things, is in the beginning, there's this huge sense of adventure. This is an adventure. This is not normal living. This is, where the heck am I going to park? Are the cops going to knock on my window? Is someone going to break in one of my biggest fears in the beginning was, what if I'm sleeping and someone does a B&E because they think it's a work van and goes to steal something, they open the door and I'm sleeping because I have earplugs, I can't hear them. And then what? So that freaked me out. I was really freaked out in the beginning. And it's an adventure.
Okay.
You know, it's after like 3 or 4 months, it really mellows off, and it doesn't really strike me as much anymore.
Okay.
But in the beginning, I see that as a plus.
Okay.
It was not boring, that's for sure.
What about the nomadic aspect of this? So,
see, for me,
is that a benefit? Is that a consequence? Is it positive? Is it negative?
See, for me, I'm 100% urban.
Okay.
I have my career here. I have my kids here. The farthest I've gone is to Chilliwack, and that was to visit a fellow van dweller who had a place there at the campground.
Okay.
But that's as farthest I'm. So basically, 50 kilometers I'm within this city, and I don't go anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. So this is not a
100% urban.
Not
a lot of people in the van life are traveling. They're doing it because they want to see different cities, different sites. They want to travel the country.
Yep.
That's not me.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is your apartment.
Yep.
Excellent. Any other things that are good about living in the van?
Another part of it is I like to challenge myself, and building this van has been a challenge because I enjoy working with my hands. So I've enjoyed finding a problem, then coming up with a solution, and then putting that solution into practice and seeing if it was successful.
Now, did you build it out while you were living in it?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is actually my 4th van.
Okay.
And the first one I built before I lived in it because I was still living in the condo. But this one, I would say 80% of it I built when I was living in it. I had my other van that I had when I was living in while I was building this, but I wanted to sell it as soon as possible because I had no money. I spent all my money on this van. So that was fun. But yeah, building it is I see that as a positive. Coming up with alternative solutions to do things. Yeah. So there you have it, guys. It was an interesting experience for me. First time I participated in a research study having to do with van life. Thanks for watching, and be well, my friends.